Have you started to feel symptoms during your awakening? Symptoms that affect you in the physical, in the mental, in the spiritual, and also in the causal planes. We're going to talk about this a lot more in this episode of Intuitive Messages. Hello and welcome to this next episode of Intuitive Messages, where I'm going to be talking about symptoms of the shift. So what we are experiencing right now, when you first start to awaken, you're going to start to notice changes within yourself. These changes really range from the physical, to the mental, to the spiritual, to even the causal plane themselves. What sort of physical discomforts, what sort of physical symptoms are you going to start to feel when you start to reach back to what you truly are? Well, many of the symptoms that I've talked about in a previous article that's on my Facebook mainly range from things as simple as headaches, nausea, high blood pressure, increased heartbeat, heart palpitations, joint pain, tension, sore aches, muscle discomfort, fatigue. Emotionally, it's going to range from fear or anxiety. There's going to be a step up of that. Usually a heightened sense of many different forms of emotions as well. It can range in the positive direction as well. The mental really allows yourself to get into the context of moving beyond time. There's going to be times to where you feel you're so much caught up into what you're doing that time seems to fade away. The whole concept of time just becomes a fad. And you're starting to work on something so passionately, and before you know it, 2-3 hours have passed and you may not have realized it. So you're actually going beyond time. You're actually going to notice that your manifestations may pick up. You may start to manifest things a lot more quicker than before. You may have a really energized thought towards something, and within the next few hours to the next day or so, it happens. It comes to pass. So these are all stepping up from the mental, the physical, the emotional. Energetically, you're going to start to feel a lot more vibrations. You could become a lot more clairvoyant, clairsentient, clairaudient, clairgustance, whatever you like to do, whatever you like to call it. All of those particular forms of psychic ability will step up. All of your ESP abilities will be heightened. The causal factor will be that, again, I talked about time. Again, I talked about manifestation. You're going to notice that people are going to start waking up around you. You may have next-door neighbors who may just start to have an interest in what you're doing. You may talk to people local in your community who are starting to do what you do. You'll meet people online who are very interested in what you're interested as well, too. Again, it's all about attracting all of these together. So some people do get worried, and when they start to wake up, they go into the impression of thinking, what else do I need to do? What is it that I need to become next? Now that I've woken up, now that I've seen the big picture, I'm just getting more anxious, I'm getting more paranoid, I'm getting more fearful about all these things that are happening in the world right now. What is it that I can do to really step up beyond there, because I don't want to be left behind when this shift occurs? The whole idea is that you're not going to be left behind. The whole purpose of you awakening is for you to see the big picture, is that you are actually passionate about achieving the big picture. You are actually living the big picture now. You're not going to be left behind. The whole sense is that when you start to see the big picture and you start to become more obsessive and more obsessive with awakening and understanding the I am and understanding everything else that represents your spirituality in general, you're going to have this feeling of thinking that you need to do more. You need to do more or else this isn't going to happen. Again, that's a belief system. That's something that's showing you that yes, you are passionate about it, but don't forget that you're also human. One saying that I can think of off the top of my head is that we have all of existence to be spirit, but we only have this now moment to be human. So don't forget your humanity. And even though you will experience a lot of these types of events that seem very chaotic, that seem very suffering, that have all of these elements of a negative attribute to them, remember that you are part of that situation. You're part of that event. These events are happening so that you can allow yourself to look past them and saying, okay, I don't want that in my reality. I don't want these anymore in my reality right now. I know exactly what I want, and I have to really thank the darkness, thank all of the situations that are happening right now for showing me exactly what I want, what I don't want, and what I do want within my reality that goes past the darkness. So allow yourself just to lighten up. Feel free just to explore in a comfort zone. Don't feel that you have to push yourself. Don't feel that you have to do all of these things, otherwise you're not going to make the shift. Truly, just by waking up, you've already made it. You've already made it now. You're watching this video, you're listening to me now, you're resonating with all of this that I'm talking about. You're already there. You're already understanding the big picture. That's all that's required out of you. It's just a matter of stabilizing yourself now. Because again, you get too caught up in this stuff and you feel that you have to do this, you have to do that. You're just going through a bit of instability. Just let yourself balance out your flux. Be stable. Just start to get into a nice streamlined comfort zone. Only feel that you want to do this because you're comfortable in doing so. Not because you feel you have to. Not looking at the clock saying, oh my God, 2012, 2013 is around the corner. What am I going to do? It's not about that. Just be in your comfort zone. Be streamlined. Be stable. And focus on what you want to create. Focus on what best serves you in a comfort area. Not because you feel you have to. Thank you very much for watching. This concludes this episode. I will talk to you again soon. Namaste.